Okay, everybody, this is going to be a very short slide presentation. You need to pause it so that you can get everything written down at your own pace. You will be graded on whether or not you took full notes for this. Our next test is going to be the week before spring break on Tuesday, 3/18 for periods 1, 3, and 4, and on Wednesday, 3/19 for 6th period. Small possibility I could bump it to the next day. The other day in class we went over the map. You should have a filled in map, and you should be able to take a blank map and identify where all of these places are, including where some of the important cities are, such as Jerusalem, Nazareth, Jericho, etc. You also need to know why each of these places is important, so make sure you wrote down a definition of how each of these places was somehow connected to the world that Jesus lived in. This is a list of religious, political, and social groups. This will be one section of the test. I think it will be the first page of the test. And we have already talked about one of these groups. I would leave a couple of lines of space in between each group so that you can write full definitions. Worst comes to worst, you have some empty space left over. The groups are the Anawim, the Essenes, which we spoke about already, the Pharisees and Sadducees, the Sanhedrin, Zealots, Scribes, Rabbis, and High Priests. Again, leave a couple of lines of space between each of these so you can write adequate definitions. There will be a section of the test, possibly two sections of the test, covering holy days and seasons of the liturgical year. I think they might be mixed into one section, but I'm not sure. They are Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Easter Sunday, Palm Sunday, Pentecost Sunday, Ascension Thursday, Ash Wednesday, Fat Tuesday, or Mardi Gras, Advent, Christmas, Easter, Lent, and Ordinary Time. And I'm going to move to the next slide, so pause if you want to write these down. I think there's going to be a section of the test with individual people. It depends on how we're doing for time. The two at the bottom of the list, I'm not sure if they'll make it on the test, but they might. They are Caiaphas, Herod the Great, Herod Antipas, Judas Iscariot, Mary Magdalene, Peter, Pontius Pilate, Herodias, and Annas. And again, pause it if you want some more time to write. A lot of big words and big concepts to cover this unit. I'm not sure if we'll get to all these. I think we will. I'm putting them all on there. The words are Annunciation, Ascension, Assumption, Immaculate Conception, Incarnation, Perpetual Virginity, Reanimation, Reincarnation, Resurrection, and Virgin Birth. Again, pause the presentation if you need to write these down. And finally, as I mentioned in class the other day, we're going to talk about the death penalty, past and present, death penalty in the time of Jesus, and how our government executes people today. So beheading, burning, stoning, crucifixion, and scourging will be the ancient methods we'll talk about, and we'll draw some connections between those and the modern methods used, still in use in the United States: hanging, electrocution, gas chamber, lethal injection, and shooting. And I'll make some distinction between how the United States executes by shooting versus the way in which China executes by shooting. Again, pause if you need some time. I think we might get to these. I'm not sure. I'm a little uncertain how quickly we'll move through material. These are some Greek words that you'll need to know to understand some of the theology that we're doing. Amphibian, biology, geology, kenosis, parousia, pneuma, sarx, soma, and theology should be a word that you recognize already. And that does it. Again, rewind the video as you need to and pause, but make sure you have lots of space in your notes to write down all those definitions and get into some explanation, and make sure that you have your map taped into your notes or stapled into your notes or 3-hole punched so you can make use of it. And more than just the map, make sure you understand why each of those places is important. This will be due on Tuesday, Wednesday, March 4th, March 5th, depending on which day your class meets. I'm going to post this on Sunday in case Cardinal students want to get a head start on it. Thanks for watching.